spaces, and you can see what happens. They get numbers up front.
Well, they're making it look like they are actually pinning the Kenyan side back every time they have possession. And just like I said, this is going to be actually giant season. Absolutely, this was just a whistle down, and there's absolutely no way you can escape getting carded for that one. So Yusuf, once again, the most capped player in the Comoros side, got 2 caps that he's got for the side. Also picks up the first one of the game. Mastania push, but just a little bit too many pushes. The shot deflection gets into the hands of the goalkeeper, Ahmad Ali. See a shot coming from the Kenya side. Now they have been forced to also go at the same pace as the Comoros side.
You're right, Bernard, and it's very evident that the instructions by Coach Muller is that they should use the left-hand side where Al-Tib is playing straight. Most of the attacks actually going from the left-hand side, trying to find through team there, and then trying to find Cliff and Yake at the top.
I don't know what terminology you use on that, but are you saying he told them to overload that left side?
He's loading. He's actually loading the left-hand side of the attack.
Okay. And loading it and putting too much load. Around the one side, looking for a vacuum. Mandela wasn't just ready for the vacuum. Comoros wasn't just ready for the vacuum. Wasn't in position for the vacuum. Although Kenya against him picks up possession, trying to get through the center. That was so Jacob Gosmule, the Kenyan coach, on his feet. And probably telling them you need to use these opportunities. They're not accurate in the passing, Gilbert, and that has happened multiple times in these first few minutes of the game.
You're right. They seem to the build-up is very good through the lanes, but whenever they get to the final third, that is just the passes are not clinical, and they've not been able to get any clinical shot apart from that header by Brian Mandela in the last 11 minutes.
Well, it's going to be a goal kick, and that will be taken by Ahmad Ali. You may be wondering what language he's speaking. He's got an option of 3. The 3 official languages in Comoros. There is French, there is Arabic, and Gilbert, you might want to hear this as well. There is another language called Chikomoro.
That sounds like one of the languages from Western Pop.
It's exactly that, Chikomoro. Oh, they almost picked up possession here. So I'm sure the goalkeeper, Ahmad Ali, could have been using one of those languages to communicate. This is back to Arnold Origi. Starting his build-up again. It's played in Sweden, it's played in Norway, it's played in Finland. It's a very famous cousin to Origi. This is going to be a foul. Will be given to the Comoros side. Masoud Juma, the man from JS Kabylie, is adjudged to have fouled the captain of the side, Abdul Najim. Obviously, Najim knows that he only needs to cut diagonally in front of Masoud Juma for a touch to send him down to the ground, and it will be a foul. And Masoud should have known that he's got to run away from that. Back into the midfield. And ultra throwing will be given to the Comoros side. He knows there's real danger in getting a play in between you and your goalkeeper. And I think for the long balls, the Comoros side out on the left to Moni. Back into the midfield. Kama. And down onto the right side. Looking for an option to bring it into the midfield. And a decided to hold on to possession a bit, you know. Well, they say that football is 70% possession, Gilbert, and the passing, and then the rest is what makes up the goals and everything else.
When you look at the way Aram Stars is lined up, they're actually playing behind the ball. They have 11 players right above the halfway line. And
is that a good thing?
Well, you want to play compact, then it means that you have to make sure that you're closer to each other. So that's the reason why they're trying to play compact and maybe try and hit them on the counter with the very fast players like Timbe and Masoud Juma playing on the left and the right hand side.
Well, I know a team that had 11 players in the box and they still considered a goal just over the weekend, Gilbert.
We don't want to talk about them, Ghana.
Yes, I know they're close to your heart, man. I'll leave it at that without mentioning any. Yes, that one. You know about it, don't you? Kenya's Harambee Stars from the left side. Dilly darling as well with the ball. A little bit looking for an entry point in it to try and move forward. You might just want to know that the Comoros side was once actually ranked 207th in the world. They were very lowly ranked, Gilbert. And they have just started making their way slightly up on the listings. It's matches like this ones that
They're actually 133 in Africa. I mean, in the world, and that's 7th in Africa.
Well, that's good now. Yeah. But they were once 207th. Very, very lowly ranked at some point. And so there's a little bit of a renaissance in the Comoran football. To try and gain possession. This is going to be a foul. Yes, it's obstruction, but he knew exactly how to place himself to get it as well. And the referee obliges. This man plays for FC Ajaccio. If you are Kenyan, then you do know that there was a very famous player as well in Kenya who played for Ajaccio. Most lethal strikers that Kenya has ever produced, most recently playing for a local club, Garmaya, and ultimately deciding he's had enough of it. But his man from Ajaccio is Mohamed Yusuf. And he's the one who was fouled. It was intercepted by the captain, Victor Wanyama Kazat. For a corner, it's going to be for Equela Cantes. So just about 6 green jerseys in the penalty area. Well, trying to control it in there. It's looking a little bit slippery as well on the field, Gilbert. I think the rains that we had probably in the country must have had some of it poured down here in the morning. It provides for good weather, but it provides for slippery conditions as well. A little bit of a run by Timbe into the box. No foul, says the referee. There'll be no benefit of the VAR in that one as well. But I think he also just lost his footing, and so possession quickly changes to the Comoros side. Well, he should have released the ball slightly earlier, shouldn't he?
He should have released the ball. I think they've realized that on that right-hand side of the Comoros defense has one captain, Abdul Najim, who is actually the oldest player on this field, 36 years. So you can imagine that he has got tired legs, and they've realized this is where they won't be enough to allow Harambee Stars to be able to get there faster.
I've been trying to okay, but I'll leave it then. It's the Comoros side trying to get into a midfield. He's going to get a little bit nasty, and this is an unnecessary foul. And picking up a very unnecessary yellow card is Brian Mandela. He simply put his foot in the way there to bring down the Equela Cup in the middle. And that obviously is going to be penalized. And Mohamed Yusuf of Ajaccio, of course, makes the referee know that that has happened to him. This is earlier on as the round was going in there. What do you make of that again? Timbe's round.
Well, I think these are the kind of darting runs that we expected Timbe to do in this particular game. He's actually loading on the right-hand side, and at some point, Abdul Najim on the right-hand side will definitely tap. that's where Harambee Stars would get an opening.
Well, the Coelicans are definitely pushing out to the right side. The crosses have been coming in huge and in numbers from that right flank. It's still looking like a little bit of a difficult task to be able to cut them out from that side. The man responsible for them is Mohamed Yusuf as well. Back into the midfielder. And they've got another man running down every time they have the ball there. An easy loss of possession again by Harambee Stars. Is brought into the midfield. We're playing it with Mchankama as well. Yusuf will touch to try and get it out to another striker. Origi plays it close to his defenders. Little chip back into the midfield might be a little bit costly for the Harambee Stars, as Origi is forced to become elastic to pick that one up. Issues a barrage of instructions as well to the defenders. He started it all by just sending the ball close to defend on the right side.
Gilbert. Miscommunication, of course, there were a lot of the boys in grid had numbers in Harambee Stars' own defensive card, and there was completely no communication between Origi and Samuel Oluwande, who's playing on the right-hand side of that defense line.
Well, that was a good shot coming off the foot of Yusuf from Changama. Jacob Gosbole, very, flamboyant kind of human being as well. He's a radio presenter and a coach as well. And seems to be able to juggle his job as a presenter and a pundit as well as being a national team coach. But very in the 90 minutes of this game, as it's picked up again in the box. This one just inches wide. This would have been the one that would have been the opener here. Again, the sluggishness of defenders in the Kenyan side. What have been there doing? But the question is, why did Alfredo Mohamed, the top scorer on the Comoros side, miss this one? Places himself very nicely. He's not offside at all. Shoots the ball nicely here, and then it falls onto the feet of Alfredo. Just misses by inches, Gilbert.
That is a big mistake, big miscommunication between the two central defenders, Joseph Okumu and Brian Mandela.
Ali Mahdi had the final touch on it, Gilbert. Sorry, Ali Mahdi is the man who almost put it in the net. Alfredo had another touch and then Ali Mahdi. But the defenders again are going to have a lot coming to them. It's going to be a foul here right in front of the referee. The Kenyan captain also risking a card in that he notices Al-Mahdi on the run again. I think that's a foul, and I think that should be a carded foul. Shouldn't it? It's a foul. That is a foul.
I mean, the captain, Victor Nyama, never went for the ball. He decided to go for a body check. And he's doing this at a very prime position. This is exactly where Comoros are making windrows. And that calls for Costumolo to try and look at Rigi, what is happening in between the two central defenders and his defensive midfielders.
Well, there seems to be a little bit of disconnect, Gilbert. You might not be saying it, but there is a little bit of a disconnect in the defense here. And I think he must be starting off exactly where the youngster is. Joseph Okumu, is it?
Joseph Okumu. They're actually in partnership with Brian Mandela. And of course, right in front of them, they have a shield that is Victor Wanyama. Anytime he pauses to move forward, then there's a big gap between the two central defenders and the holding midfielder, who's the captain.
I'm not exactly sure what Mr. Mutaz Ibrahim of Libya has told Kenya's Victor Wanyama, but I'm sure Ibrahim Mutaz can be able to speak to the Comorans in Arabic. Jacob Gosbole will obviously be using Swahili or English here. The Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya is here to watch the match as well. Well, coming very quietly into the stadium to watch this Africa Cup of Nations qualifying round of Group G, which of course is coming to you live on KBC Channel 1. Being beamed across the country. You know you're spot on with KBC. As Jacob issues instructions, and then we might expect a little bit of a change in the way they're playing. Gilbert, how do you analyze it just before the shot is taken?
There are three players who are giving Kenyans a hard time. That is Mamadi Ali, number 14, Donny, number 14, and that little man, number 8, Moni Ahmed. And then they have the top striker who's celebrated striker, number 21, who's actually the point man playing for Belgrade.
And of course, the top dignitary of Comoros will be celebrating that goal with the others. Here it comes again. The shot. Oh, it doesn't even take a deflection. It didn't take a deflection. The ball just swerves in the opposite direction. It comes off the foot of the Moscow player, Yusuf Mchangama. Oh, Gilbert, you've got to explain this using science if you can. Most probably physics. Use something about speed and direction and velocity. Well, velocity is speed. How did that take a turn?
It just reminds me of one Carlos Alberto at some point, same distance in a very crucial match, hitting the ball in the direction where a small touch on the ball on one side, and it actually makes a detour. Origi from a distance of about 30 yards, 35 yards, he should have been able to save that.
All right, it's 1-0 at the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani. 27th minute goal by Mchangama. The ball simply swerving. I haven't seen it like that as well. The goalkeeper going one side and the ball swerving to the other side. Don't worry, Gilbert. I've got the contacts of the Brazilian embassy. We'll ask for Carlos Alberto's number there, and maybe he can explain this.
That is a serious shot. And we've said it from time to time that that central position, they are attacking from the central position where Victor Anyama is playing his trade, Mandela is playing his trade, and the youngster Joseph Comoros are playing their trade. And a lot of mistakes are being made in that particular position. That we've already seen that they have one, Mchangama, Yusuf, number 10, Donny, number 10, who seems to be very, very powerful when it comes to dead ball situations.
Well, that will obviously open up the game a bit. The Kenyans will now know that they're chasing the game. It's still very reachable with just one goal, but the coach is a happy man at the moment, isn't he?
Oh, he is.
So there's a feeling of relief to coaches when that happens.
Especially when you're playing away from home and under very difficult circumstances against a very stable side like Harambee Stars.
And it comes down to the right side. Cross comes in. But the referee says there was an offside. Flags for offside here. Second assistant referee, Nigel Kameh. They've been consistent in bringing the crosses onto the right side. Well, it's really debatable on whether that was offside or not. Probably not him, but maybe the second player running down in. It was called on Ali Mahdi. And the Stars again picking up possession in their half. They're just not throwing the accurate passes. They have to run back to collect the ball, Gilbert.
Yeah, they're not availing themselves as soon as one of them is in possession. They're actually trying to run away, and therefore you're forced to play those long passes, and they're well read by that Comoros defense line. You cannot continue going over. You cannot continue going over this.
What do they need to do?
They are very, very technical players, very, very technical players in that team, and all that they need to do is play compact, knock the balls around, and of course, 1v1 situations on the outside where there is Masoud Juma and Ayub Timbe, you'll definitely make a breakthrough through that defense line.
Well, I think Jacob Gersmuller must have been listening to you, because he listened very intently to your explanation all that time. A little touch on this one sends it off the field of play. It's going to be a throw-in, and it is going to be for the Colecants of Comoros. Well, I intended to actually tell you just what the Colecants mean, but you must be interested in marine science a little bit to be able to understand it, Gilbert, because there are only two known species of the Colecants, and they live near the Comoros Islands off the coast of East Africa, and one found in the waters of Sulawesi, Indonesia. It's a breed of very rare fish, something to do with very rare vertebrae as well. Let's not go into that, but we are struggling to know exactly how the stars consider that goal. Science would not help at the moment, but a little bit of calculation on the Kenyan side would probably do, especially on the passes. Well, that's what I'm talking about. Stringing of the passes. They're just not getting there. They're being intercepted most of the time. And in very crucial situations as well. This is brought back into the midfield. Must be Oluwande. Again, a very short pass here that could have been easily intercepted. Well, they're looking frantic, Gilbert, the Kenyan side.
Well, of course, once you concede, then they put a lot of pressure on you as a coach, both as a coach and also as a players. They have to calm down their nerves to be able at least to do some meaningful work on that pitch.
This ball goes out onto the right side. Oh, did he just give himself a through pass? Comes a shot here! That forces the goalkeeper to parry it out! Again, unexpectedly putting his right hand onto it. This was the most unexpected shot of the entire game so far, Gilbert.
Well, you expected that from Omolo. Turning in from the right-hand side and look at him with all that space. Gives him time and space, and that's a wonderful goalkeeping.
Well, it's just a turn that was unexpected. It's Cliff Nyakea, isn't it? That goes for it on his left foot. And I think he took advantage of the fact that there was a deflection off a Comoran player. And then it looked like a 1-2 combination for him. And he just touched it once in a shot, quite unexpectedly. It's worried the coach, hasn't it?
Well, you've already seen that the goalkeeper is a little bit nervous, and therefore you expect Cliff Nyakea to continue making those blockbusters. Remember, in the last friendly against Zambia, he scored from a distance, and you expect that if given time and opportunity in that field, and given the right kind of passes, we should be able to see him doing some positive work for the Stars.
Well, the answer from Al Masri FC is raising the hopes of the Kenyan fans who are watching this match live on KBC Channel 1, being streamed across the country, confirming that with KBC you are spot on. There's another run is being made down on the left side. A little bit of a big push here, and obviously you are going to get bumped off the ball. That's the second time that Ayub Timbe thinks that he has been unfairly treated. Here is a shot again from Nyakea. Quite unexpected.
At the same spot when he scored the goal against Zambia in a friendly match, same distance, about 25 yards, and this time he hit it with his left foot. Most probably they need to push him a little bit more into a more attacking role, like the center striking role, where he can be able to get more time and space to be able to go direct on shots and ball.
Well, it's a good thing you did not. Because I think Timber is doing more runs on the right side than we've seen from Masoud Juma. Unintended tearing through ball that was intended for Mohamed Yusuf is easily cut off by Eric Ouma, the player they like to call Marcelo. And a big throw-in down on the left side. Again, will be cut out for another throw-in for Kenya's Harambee Stars. They often say it's very easy to be number one, but then to remain number one becomes the challenge. I think the Comoran side is very deep in that knowledge that they've got to keep their lead and also try and solidify it with another goal. And that makes the Kenyan side very uncomfortable as well, because they're chasing the game and they would like to probably level it. The passing has not been accurate for the last 34 minutes, Gilbert.
Exactly, Bernard. The final part is where we've not been able to be creative. We're not really creative enough. There's clearly no communication between our midfielders run by Victor Onyama Omolo and our top striker at the top, Masoud Juma.
This one's picked up again in that space between the defense and the midfield of the Harambee Stars, with Moni going in there. They're finding a lot of space in there. Ndahoma and to Bakari. Man in place for RC Warwick. This time round, the referee says nothing here. Well, Bakri went like he had been knocked cold, didn't he? Just that when the referee didn't call it, he automatically got up.
It's just trickery. I mean, sometimes you get away with it. Sometimes the referee gives you marks it up for an offense.
Very good actors, they say, the players are. And again, the passing becomes the undoing. It's picked up by Comoros in the midfield. A long ball onto the left side. Too long. Goes off the field of play. What do you think the Rwanda Stars should do? They simply are being caught off guard.
Well, they need to settle down. I think they're very anxious to try and at least get onto the scoreboard, and making very, very, very silly mistakes from all areas of the field. At this point, they want to play long balls. The midfielders are not dropping back to come and
trying to find some space in the middle. Crowded place. But they certainly are not looking at the more open of opportunities. The captain decided to take both of his hands. Quite are doing a good job of staying in defense and attacking when they're in possession. This is Masoud Juma, referee, with a little bit of an assist there. Again, just the passing and looking for the opportunities as well. The Qualicats will pick up a foul here, Gilbert.
Well, it's a clear lack of insight from the Rwanda Stars players. Ayub Timbe, for the most part of the game, about 5 minutes in this game, he's all over until where more for the Stars is on the left-hand side where Ayub Timbe is flying straight. And I don't know why they're trying to go through a very, very crowded midfield where they cannot even need 1 or 2 passes for it.
Well, this is going to be a foul that will be given to Kenya's Harambee Stars. It's an all-out battle for possession, Gilbert. And the Comoran side is very up to that battle. They're fighting out for it, winning the possession, and successfully defending every attack that is coming from Kenya's Harambee Stars. They've also made sure they're cutting out the wing from which the crosses were coming on the left side. And like Gilbert told you earlier on, the Kenyan side have the for options. And the chance for a free kick presents itself. Going to be taken by Eric Joanna, pushes it deep into the penalty area. It's repulsed. A little touch as well takes it for the Comoran side. It's going to be a foul and a yellow card offense here again. And so Eric Joanna is carded. It's obviously a desperate move, Gilbert, knowing that if you lose that one man, that's it.
Well, it's a call for desperation at this particular point in time. Harambee Stars have been shot in the foot. They are not playing the way we expect them to play. They're in a hurry to release passes. They're in a hurry to make mistakes. They're getting silly with yellow cards from all over the pitch. And at this particular point in time, you expect now the general himself, the ghost himself, to try and call the captain and try to ease pressure on them, because they're really, really not playing up to expectations.
Ahmed Monyi is the man who was at the receiving end of that tackle. And given that we're also close to the halftime, just about 5 minutes, he obviously will stay down a bit to get some medical attention, also get some much needed rest. But it doesn't look bad enough. I think he will be able to continue. I wonder what is going on now. Oh, I think he's really, really enraged and has kicked the water away here. I don't know what has happened to him. He's scored a very unlikely goal there. But I think something else has happened to him on the pitch that has made him very annoyed. Jacob Kasbule watching this very closely. And then he kicks the water. On the other side, I think he might just be going to the dressing room, still behaving a little bit badly here. Talking about Yusuf Mchangama, the Muscat player on the Comoran side. I think he's got a red card. Well, I think he had a yellow card before, and because he was wasting time, he got a second yellow card, which translates automatically into a red card. Oh, that will be quite a setback to the Comoran side. But then again, Gilbert, we keep talking about discipline on the field of play.
They are leading. They're actually leading, and just about 4 minutes to half time. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do that. He needed to have kept his faith and kept his cool down. And now they're 10 men. It puts more pressure on their team.
Oh, well, now you know just the danger of misbehaving on the field. Just a little, tact of wasting time to try and get to the halftime. And I'd already told you about the way Ahmed Mouni would stay down a little bit. Now the Coelicans have to play one man less. Two things will happen here. The Coelicans have got to give 110% from everybody to cover up for that one man missing. Or the Kenyan side has got to take advantage of the extra man on the field for them to be able to run away with this one. From the Coelicans would work for Comoros. And we're just about 2.5 minutes to the halftime. This is picked up by the Arabic Stars defense side. Trying to get into the midfield. Masoud Juma brings it down onto the right side. And Cliff Yakea looking for opportunities to run in. He's got two men to take care of. Not afraid to run them down. Manages to get himself into a corner, but doesn't remove the ball from the area. The advantage of one man should be working for the Arabic Stars, but probably not in this move. The shot was blocked. The Stars still picking it up, trying to get in there, desperately looking for a chance for a shot. This one takes a little deflection, but forces the goalkeeper, Ahmad Ali, to stretch himself with a shot. But too many touches on this ball, Gilbert. Almost looked like a goal, a melee in that area, didn't it?
Well, it's very crowded just around the 8 yards of the Comoros side, and that's a well-taken shot from Ayub Timbe.
I was wondering whether it took a deflection there. I think it did, but the goalkeeper, on instinct, quickly turns back onto that side and pushes it out.
This ball is kind of having its own pattern. The third time I've seen it swapping.
Jacob Gesmiller giving instructions, and of course is consulting his new technical bench there. Gilbert, I've always talked about the football developing a mind of its own, but this is the first time I actually did see it having a mind of its own. Well, nothing coming out of this one, so you might as well just get on the ball. I think they're looking for a penalty, but looking for it the easiest of ways. Or just dropping it in the penalty box. Just a couple of seconds to the halfway mark. We're probably going to have 1 minute of added time in my estimation. Well, just about 2 if you ask me. There wasn't too much stoppage yet. Yep, 2 minutes then. The referee says there's need for a change here. The Comoran side making a change. And I think it'll also take a little time off to be able to relax them a bit. The man they want to bring in is the man in jersey 18, Burhani Yassin. I will tell you in a moment who he wants to replace. Coming off the coast of East Africa with the warm waters, you might understand as well if a little bit of the weather is getting onto the Coelicans from Comoros. I think that's a half-time whistle. Or is it back then? I think it's for a substitution then. And Burhani Yassin will be coming in. And they are benching Mojalud Youssef, the man from Lebanon. We're taking the bench the 45th minute. still trying to find out better or not. It is Benjamin who is coming out. I think they've changed their minds and it's not